Hello everybody, welcome to Deluxe Collectibles, and today I'm going to be breaking down the brand new LEGO Ninjago Crystalized Part 2 trailer that released at LegoCon. I did do a reaction live stream to the entirety of LegoCon, so I have posted my separate reaction to that trailer when it was released, and now we're going to do the breakdown here. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it here, and I did take screenshots from the trailer as well, so we're going to go through each individual one and break this down frame by frame essentially. So without further ado, let's get started here. So first off here, we have the monastery, and it's completely engulfed in flames, and we have seen a little bit of this. It seems that Asphira is going to be the primary cause of this, as in one of the previous trailers we saw her snapping her fingers there, and then it just completely exploding. So not good for our heroes here, and we can see Skylar, Wu, and then Pixel, and one of the Pixel bots as well outside of there. So does not seem like a good start. Then we have the Crystal King right here. Seeing him in animation is so cool, and I think the Lego design that's in the sets looks really great as well in comparison to this, so I do love both of those, and he just looks super menacing right there. Then we move forward here, and we can see the army of the Vengestone warriors and brutes here, and they definitely look super menacing, and it seems like the Crystal King has brought them to life here and empowered them, because of course they're kind of made up of Vengestone, and then he basically crystallizes them, it seems, to bring them to life. So that's super crazy. We can see also the Crystal King temple here rising out of the ground, and it looks insane. I love the giant like Oni mask on the front of it. I think that looks crazy. And then we can even see here how he sort of brings them to life. We can see them when they're fully in Vengestone, and then it seems like he uses his powers there to be able to empower them and bring them to life, which is super cool. So I think that's awesome as well. Then we move forward here, and we can see it sort of seems to be infecting the entirety of Ninjago City, which is absolutely crazy. And of course, they always just got to kind of destroy Ninjago City. It's kind of just tradition at this point for Ninjago. And then we can see, of course, the temple seems to be causing this on a massive scale, as after it's risen out of the ground, it seems to turn the entirety of it just all crystallized, which is crazy. So definitely a pretty massive scale going on there. We can see, of course, Lloyd, Nia, and Wu right here kind of gazing upon that gigantic temple, probably trying to think of what they're going to do to take action against this. Then we get to see something extremely cool here, which I just went crazy over when I was watching this trailer initially, and we see Garmadon here and Lloyd as well, and they're both in like their final outfits here. They're like super cool outfits, which is awesome. So I love that. The figures were translated so great, so I love seeing that as well. And Lloyd kind of looks like he's like not having it with his dad here, and then Garmadon looks like he is just ready to wreck some crystallized warriors. So definitely two different emotions going on here. Then we see Garmadon in his full like Oni form here, and they have redone the design here to look like the minifigure that was released in the Samurai X-Mech set, which is super cool. Of course, he does have wings here in the animation, which weren't included in the set, but that's something that you can pretty easily add to the figure to have some wings that sort of look similar to this. But it is crazy. He seems to be trying to defend some of Ninjago City right here against some of these Vengestone warriors, so I'm sure that's going to be a very epic action scene here. We can see another shot of it here as well. Then we see Wu and Lloyd seeming to have like a heart-to-heart moment here. Wu probably trying to give some advice to Lloyd here, so Lloyd looking a little bit confused and kind of thinking of like what he's going to do, how he's going to take action. And then we can see him looking very frustrated here as well, like he has just had enough. So definitely pretty cool there. And then we see him seeming to channel like maybe his Oni form here, kind of tapping into that, because of course he's locked up in like a Vengestone prison here, so of course he's not really going to be able to rely on his elemental powers to get out here, so he's going to have to channel something a little different to try to escape. And then we can see him hanging here, which kind of reminds me of the opening of Thor Ragnarok, where Thor is like hanging from a chain, and then it's Surtur who's like talking to him. But in this, of course, it's Harumi and the rest of the villains here, the Council of the Crystal King. So super cool there. They all look so great together as a team, and you can see they also have the golden weapons as well. So super interesting there. Who knows what's going to be happening to Lloyd in this moment, but it does not seem like it's going his way. So we see that, and then we can also see right here Garmadon, a little bit of a closer look there on the mask. I think it looks so spectacular. I really do love that a ton. We can see him there taking more action against these Vengestone warriors, and then also summoning his 4 arms there as well. Or you can see that basically when he goes into that Oni form, that's when he has the 4 arms, which I think is really cool. So definitely epic right there. I love that he's fighting against this like crystallized dragon, the one that's included in the Samurai X-Mech set. I think that's awesome, and I'm so glad that that is in the show. And then we see Garmadon. Now he seems to not be having it with Lloyd, and Lloyd's just kind of like ignoring him basically, it seems. And then we see Lloyd once again channeling some sort of energy here against Harumi and using that against her. So it seems like he's somehow going to be able to escape here and channel that to get through the Vengestone and then have to break his way out of here. We could see Mr. F as well trying to probably recapture him here. So he looks super cool as well. Awesome to see him. And we can see it's all sort of crystallized here. So that's pretty darn crazy. I'm wondering if they're inside of the Crystal King Temple or where they are, if they're still like where Lloyd was when he got locked up initially. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But then we can also see some people here. It seems like they're like blasting down some crystallized. Now I'm kind of wondering, is this going to do a similar thing as to in the season 2 finale of Ninjago, where they were able to like turn some civilians like evil, basically possess them? And I'm wondering if something similar could be done here, or if it's just going to be something where it's all about destruction, or maybe just incapacitating everyone. So who knows what's happening, but I kind of just sort of made that connection there with maybe it's going to be taking control of the citizens of Ninjago. So who knows, but we can see Jay on his bike here just riding around. We see Harumi chasing Lloyd here, and it seems like this is maybe when Lloyd's fully escaping from her and hopping on the Destiny's Bounty, which is cool. Nia catching him there, or at least trying to. And then we see Vangelis here also chasing down Lloyd as well. I do want to mention his mask kind of looks more accurate here to how it is in the minifigure, and I actually do like the way it looks here. Now don't get me wrong, I like both of the looks for Vangelis's mask, but I think this does look pretty cool in its fully crystallized form. So we see him chasing down Lloyd here. You can see a bit of Vengestone there and all of the crystallized elements. Then we see something super interesting here. We can see Cole with Racer 7, which is so cool. I'm so glad that character is returning here, and I think that's just awesome. It's kind of like assembling all the characters in Ninjago in this part 2 of Crystallized, so that's super awesome. We see more of those dragons as well, which is really cool. So it seems like they're going to be like the basically the minions above the Vengestone warriors and brutes, so that's pretty crazy, taking on them right there. Then we see Lloyd here sort of jumping over some of the golden weapons that have now been crystallized here, which is really interesting. So I'm wondering if that's going to kind of be part of like him trying to escape there. Then we get to see him in his golden outfit, which just looks so cool. It's got a black headband as well, which is interesting. He's just using like a golden and green like blade there. I'm not sure if it has any significance, but still really cool looking outfit there. We see as well Wu there trying to help out, going up against one of those Vengestone or crystallized dragons, I suppose. So super awesome there. We get to see some of the villains here once again teaming up, probably here we go, we see them in the Ninjago headquarters here. So Asphyra has probably brought them back here, and this is when she's going to sort of like blow up the monastery, I'm assuming. So pretty epic there. We can see all those characters from the beginning of the trailer as well going up against them. Then we see a separate scene here where it seems like everything's starting to get crystallized. Skylar's trying to help here as well, and then Kai's there as well. So very cool for sure. It almost kind of looks like, I can't tell if she's using Cole's Earth ability or if she's using Kai's there. It's very difficult to tell because it's kind of like moving the rocks here, but It's also glowing very bright, like kind of like with Kai. So maybe she's like transferring to Kai's power there, because we do see him right beside her there. So that could potentially be what's going on there. And then we see Wu here jumping on a chain, Lloyd skydiving here, probably not willingly. And I can't tell who's below there. It kind of looks like it could be Harumi. That's who I'm kind of assuming, but I couldn't tell for sure. And then we see Nia here knocked down a bit. So not going too well for her. It seems like they are in the monastery at this part, so it's probably when Asphira is attacking them with the other council members as well. Jay driving through here with his new golden dragon bike here, so it's no longer like just the standard blue one. It's been made golden, and we can see that with Jay's outfit as well, which looks so cool. I love that a ton. And this part's very interesting. I've seen a lot of conversation about this. Is Nia going to go back to her like water form? Is she going to make another sacrifice? Now, I don't know how likely that is, because it would kind of feel a little bit repetitive to like have her make this big sacrifice, bring her back in this season, and then just to have her make another sacrifice seems a little bit odd. I could see why maybe she would try to make this sacrifice once again, but I don't know if it's going to really get too far, or if someone's going to stop her like mid-transformation here, or how any of that is happening. So definitely pretty crazy, though. It's got to be something pretty big if she's willing to do that once again. And then we see Zane flying around here in his jet around the Crystal King Temple, which looks crazy. It kind of looks like, yeah, it kind of looks like the city has some crystallized parts there, so maybe it's being taken over right now in this moment. We don't see as much of it, so this is probably the initial like takeover of Ninjago City. And then we see more of the effect here with Wu, who's flying around. I love that he's like battling alongside the ninja as well, which is super cool. We see Jay's golden bike there, we see Cole's vehicle as well, all golden, and then we see Kai's as well utilizing that. Then we see some Benchstone warriors and brutes here lined up as well, looking very intimidating, I must say. And then Cole just immediately runs them over, just crushing all of them. So not so intimidating anymore, I would say. Then we have the Destiny's Bounty burning up here. Not very good for sure, but we see Garmadon in his Oni form there, and then Lloyd as well, who I'm assuming he's going to need to unlock his full Oni form as well to maybe help save Nia here in this moment, because she's fallen down and she's in her Samurai X form there. So who knows what's going to happen there? Does she have the mech to save her, or has it been destroyed? I'm assuming it's probably been destroyed in some way. We get such an epic shot of the Crystal King here just looking absolutely phenomenal. The design is so cool. It's got to be one of my favorite villain designs from all of Ninjago. I love it so much. Forearms, the Oni mask there, like all of it that's going on here is just spectacular. So I love that a ton. And then we see in the full like Crystal King like mech form is what I would probably call it. That looks absolutely insane. It's so big, it's so massive, and I think it's just crazy. We see Garmadon trying to go up against it, and then someone in a mech there. I can't tell what mech that is. It's kind of hard to make out from this angle, but super insane here. It kind of almost looks like, I wanted to point out, inside of the mouth of the mech, it kind of looks like someone's inside there. I don't know if maybe it is just the Crystal King inside of this mech, or if someone's trapped in there. I have no idea, but I just wanted to point that out. Kind of look like it. Might not be anything, but who knows. Then we see, this is super cool. We see Ultraviolet and Ronin here working together with the ninja team, and also Kilo in the background as well. But I love that these two have mechs here. I think they both look so cool. So that's awesome to see for sure. We see Fuji Dove as well here in another mech, which looks awesome. So I'm glad to see he kind of returns here in this sort of like grand finale that's going on. So that's super cool. We get a closer look at Kilo here, some of the other ninja as well. We could see Kai there on the right, then Cole, Nia, Skylar, Zane, and then Wu as well. So pretty crazy for sure. And then that concludes the trailer here. There was a ton to break down in this, but some really cool characters who are returning here, who are getting bigger moments here as well, it seems, in this final battle. And there's just a ton of crazy cool stuff going on in this, but I'm gonna end it here because I think I've said everything that there is to say about this trailer here. Let me know if I missed anything in the comment section down below. Let me know what you thought of the trailer as well, and just thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, also subscribe as well. If you would like to check out some of my other content, that would be highly appreciated. So thank you so much. I'll see you all next time, and always remember, keep on collecting.